Welcome back to our channel, where the calmest settings hide the darkest secrets. Today we travel to a picture-perfect tropical resort, white sand, turquoise waters, and a hidden reef where something ancient and hungry waits. Sit back, turn up your volume, and let the tide pull you under. The Coral Crescent Resort was the kind of place travel magazines tried to photograph, but never quite captured. A crescent of white sand curved like a sleeping moon around a turquoise bay. Palm trees leaned over the shore, their fronds whispering in the breeze. Offshore, the water changed from bright aquamarine to a darker blue, where a jagged line of coral glowed faintly under the sun. Beyond that line, the sea looked endless and calm. James Whitby sat on the sand, knees up, watching the waves creep forward and slide back. He had arrived from grey-skied London just 3 days earlier. He was 24, single, always running toward adventure. The resort, with its infinity pools and polite staff, felt too sterile to him. But the sea, this sea, called to him. It was freedom and mystery at once. He was a strong swimmer, raised on Cornwall's rugged coasts. When he asked about the "no swimming beyond markers" signs, the lifeguard shrugged and said, "Strong currents. Stay on the inside." James smiled politely but didn't believe it. The ocean was the only place he felt like himself. Late that afternoon, as the last families left the water for cocktails and dinner, James waded out alone. The tide was warm, silky on his skin. A storm was building somewhere far off, staining the horizon with violet. He dove under a rolling wave, came up beyond the buoys, and felt the pull of the open ocean. It thrilled him. Then, he saw her. At first, he thought it was a snorkeler, someone else ignoring the warnings. But she had no mask or fins. This woman floated effortlessly just beyond the reef, her dark brown hair fanned out. Her skin shimmered pale as pearl. She raised a hand, beckoning. Her smile was soft, but somehow urgent. James's pulse quickened. Maybe she needed help? Or maybe... He shook off the thought. He was already swimming toward her. The current thickened around his legs like invisible ropes. The water grew cooler. The woman drifted backwards, always just out of reach. Her eyes gleamed. When he finally reached her, she turned sharply and seized his wrist. Her grip was shockingly strong. Before he could gasp, she yanked him under. Sunlight fractured into pale gold shafts. Pressure closed around his ears. He kicked, but she dragged him deeper. What he saw below stilled his panic. An entire city of coral, shaped like a cathedral, lit from within by a strange glow. The spires weren't just coral. They were carved, etched with spirals and wave marks. Dozens of tiny figures darted between the towers. It took James a heartbeat to understand. Mere children. Small bodies with flashing tails, laughing without bubbles. The woman turned to him. Her beauty cracked like a shell. Her smile widened far beyond human limits, revealing rows of sharp, translucent teeth. The mer children scattered into hiding, tails flicking nervously. "You swam where you shouldn't," she said. "This is a cradle, a school. We teach our young to swim, to breathe. Your kind destroy everything you come into contact with." With James thrashed, bubbles streaming from his mouth. She held him easily with one clawed hand. Visions flooded his skull. Trawlers ripping nets through reefs, anchors crushing coral, tourists chasing curious fins. He saw himself through her eyes. Not a swimmer, but a predator drifting too close to a nursery. "I keep them safe," she hissed. "I am the current that carries away intruders." Her claws pierced his shoulder. He tried to scream, but only a hoarse whimper escaped. Around them, the water dimmed. Shadows gathered in the coral spires, faces of other humans, blurred and drifting, other swimmers who had dared to venture too far. "You will not leave as you came," she intoned. "You will serve the reef as penance." James felt his legs fuse, his lungs burn, his heartbeat slow. Skin paled, thin scales blooming along his arms. He caught his reflection in a smooth coral plate and saw a thin tail curling where his feet had been. The mere children peeked out again. Their curiosity piqued. The siren released him and watched as he drifted in shock. Her face softened for a heartbeat, like a teacher watching a stubborn student finally understand. "You are the warning now," she said. "The tide that turns back the next trespasser." James felt himself dissolve into the current, his mind expanding until the whole reef pulsed inside him. Above, the sea lay calm and glittering under the sunset. On the beach, the lifeguard blew his whistle for a missing swimmer. Beneath the waves, something new stirred, half human, half guardian, waiting, as the siren's living current, for the next soul who dared to swim past the markers. Thank you for joining me in this story. If this tale of a guardian siren chilled you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. Until next time, keep your distance from the deep and stay safe out there.